Hello, welcome to your weekly stretch class. I'm Nico. Today we're going to do a shorter class for upper body only, just in case you're looking for a little bit of a dynamic, something different in the routine, not just full body every time. We'll need maybe a blanket to sit on, just because it's nice. You'll need a wall nearby and your yoga mat. Otherwise, you don't need anything. Let's take a moment to arrive in this place. Close your eyes. Take a comfortable seat. Let's roll your shoulders back and down. Find a tall spine lengthening from your sacrum or your sit bones all the way up through your back, mid back, neck, crown of your head reaching for the sky. Take a few mindful breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose if possible. When doing exhales through the nose, we'll try to, like you're going to fog a mirror, making that sound in the back of your throat, but with your mouth closed. That'll help to bring some humidity and warmth into your body. Ujjayi breath. Blink open your eyes. We'll start with some seated cat and cows. Hands on your knees. We'll exhale. Round the back. Round your shoulders. Tailbone lengthens under you. Chin to chest. Inhale, shoulders down, back, puff up your chest, heart opens, a slight gaze upward, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round, tailbone lengthens, chin to chest. You can also put your hands out in front. Maybe that helps reach a little bit more. Inhale, open. You could bring your elbows back, arms behind you, whatever. We're just trying to go with that spinal movement and chest closing to round. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow, seated cow. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow. Then exhale, release. Find our way to tabletop. Position. Hands under the shoulders. Knees under the hips. Really wide fingers as we do this. Try to grip the mat with your fingertips. Rotate elbow creases forward. Now really sturdy in your arms here. Knees right under the hips. Cat and cow, tabletop position. First, let's find neutral. So tailbone lengthen up to start, and then tailbone lengthening all the way down to feel the end. We'll try to find right in the middle, just so you have an idea of your neutral position. It's not spine rounding in the low back. It's not spine too much extending in the low back. Just a little bit of that tailbone extension. All right. We'll press into the palms, chin to chest. Tailbone lengthens to the knees, rounding your back. Exhale for cat. Inhale back. Through neutral, drop the chest, lift the tailbone, slight gaze forward or up. Exhale back through center into cat rounding. Inhale through center, through cow. Drop the heart, lift the tailbone, shoulders pinch together. One more time. Exhale, we round, spreading shoulder blades, tailbone lengthens. Inhale to cow, tailbone lifts, heart drops, shoulder blades squeeze. Find neutral. Do some movements wherever your body feels. You want to wiggle too. Circles through the shoulders, through the neck. Hips move around. Wiggle like you don't care what you look like. Feel it. Express your body's movement here. Try to find places that need a little bit of love. All right, find some stillness. Knees go wide, big toes touching the back. Push back for child's pose. Arms long. Reach your fingers long. Hips go back to the heels. Start to make your way over to the right. So you'll start to creep out your right hand out. Little side bend here. Left hand comes on top of the right hand. Try to push the left hip down still as you reach toward the right. This is good for your back, into your shoulders. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll come over to the left side. So the right hand will come on top of the left. The right hip comes down still. Stay with your breath. Inhale back to center. Take crossbody shoulder. Left arm threads the needle underneath the right armpit. Sink your head down to the ground. Then we'll gaze over the left shoulder, bringing the right shoulder lower to the floor. Finding a nice little twist here through the child's pose. Inhale, remove that. Exhale, child's pose. Same thing, other side. Right arm threads underneath the left arm. Reach through, palm up. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder. Try to bring the left shoulder lower to the floor. To find that twisting type of feel. Corkscrewing. Stay with your breath. Relieve tension. Feel relaxed. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, push back child's pose. Bend the elbows. Try to give yourself a pat on the back here. Walk your elbows a little further forward. Sink the hips down. Try to keep your hands on your upper back. So you feel a nice little stretch underneath your armpits, into your triceps, the back of the arms. Exhale, release. Make your knees underneath your hips again to our tabletop position for the lower body. Scoot back a little bit, maybe. We'll lengthen the arms out in front, knees under the hips. Start to drop your chest toward the floor, and then a little bit of a crawl forward. Puppy pose, hips up, arms long. You can put your forehead on the mat. We're trying to find some back extension here. If you can go a little bit deeper into the posture by lifting onto your chin, dropping your heart a little bit deeper, you can slide forward potentially. So we're lifting tailbone, chest is on the mat, chin lifted, arms extended. Otherwise, you're stacking hips over knees, resting your forehead on the mat. Still lifting tailbone, finding a little bit of that back extension, and stretch under the armpits. And we'll inhale back to tabletop. Get a couple of wrist stretches here. You can sit on your shins if that's okay for you. Otherwise, stay up here on your knees. All right, put the hands on the ground. We'll rotate elbow creases forward to have your fingertips facing your knees. Trying to put your palms of your hands fully on the mat with wide fingers. Press into the fingertips to have active wrists and active hands. We'll start to sink your bum toward your heels with keeping your wrists flat on the mat. Try not to let them come up here. You should be feeling pretty good on the wrist flexors while we're here stretching an extension of the wrists. So if you do typing or anything where you have to grab things a lot, this is really good. Inhale back. Exhale, relax into your seat. Let's go. Grab your fingers, grab your hands, give it a little wiggle. Wiggle it out, wiggle it out. We're going to stretch the wrist extensors here. It's a little more intense. So now on top of the hands, fingertips face your knees. We're still going to be rotating the elbow crease kind of forward. So finding an outward rotation of your upper arm. Try to plant the whole hand on the floor, fingers long, fingertips press into the mat. Exhale, we sink down into the hips. Try not to let the wrists lift and try to keep the elbows long. Don't bend the elbows here. Exhale, gently peel off your wrists from the mat. Grab your hands, play with it a little bit, wiggle it out. Get some gentle movements here. All right. Let's work our way into the shoulders now. So you can use this blanket, or if you have anything, to use as a little pillow for your head. We got sleeper stretch for the rotator cuffs. Hips stacked on top of one another. The shoulder that's underneath, really try to plug it back and away from the ear. We're trying to really lock it in. Now, elbow is even with the shoulder. Try to feel that. Elbow bent to 90 degrees. I'm going to stretch my right arm. My left hand comes on top of my right wrist. Plug the shoulder down and back. Now internally rotate by pressing into the top of your wrist. Try to high five the floor with your right hand. Try. I mean, you're not necessarily going to get there unless you have super mobile shoulders. Should feel a nice stretch on the outside, top, back of your shoulder. Keep shoulders stacked on one another. Don't let the shoulder pop up to the ear. If it does, just reset. Inhale to center. Exhale, release. Same thing. We'll go to the other side. Plug the shoulder underneath you. Stack hips on top of one another. Find a good position, comfortable position for your knees and your hips, legs. Tuck the shoulder down, back, away from the ear. 90 degrees at your elbow. Stretching the left arm now, so right hand presses on top of the left wrist. Internally rotate in your shoulder. Keep the shoulder plugged back. Be aware of that. Popping up. The body just going to try to find the path of least resistance. Inhale, release. And exhale, let it flop. All right, we're going to make our way up from the floor. I know it's super comfortable down here. Just for a little bit, don't worry. Make your way up. You gotta find a wall. Hopefully, if you're in a house, you got a wall. And if possible, I always like to have one with a little bit of like a lip or that molding to help you get a little bit of like leverage on, or even like these doorway uh, hinges. All right, chest stretch. Left arm comes behind the back to try to keep the left shoulder down and away or depressed downward. The right arm on the wall, bent elbow. the elbow a little bit higher than the shoulder, stretching the chest, we'll start to rotate away from the arm on the wall. Feeling a nice stretch in your pecs, shoulder down, back, away from the ear, lock it in, pivoting away, other shoulder still kind of opening, so a nice broadening of your chest. Exhale to release the tension. Inhales, set yourself up for lengthening. Exhales, maybe you get a little more twist. Inhale, release. Let it hang out. Same thing, other side. Now right arm behind your back. So keep the shoulder down. Left arm on the wall with the elbow a little bit higher than the shoulder. Start to spin away from the left side. Keeping your rib cage down. Don't let it puff out too much. If you feel like you want to go somewhere else with the stretch, it's all right. Feel what's sticky. Feel what's asking for it. And exhale, release. Nice. We'll go cross-body shoulder and eagle if possible. Bring the right arm across your body, shoulder down and away. The other arm, the left arm, is giving your right shoulder a little bit of a hug. Right, to press the shoulder down. All right, if you want to go for eagle, we'll corkscrew, again, there's that word, interlacing the arms together, but try to high five the hands. You are here. Interlace, intertwine, right? Shoulder down and back. Feel a nice stretch on the outside of the shoulder, deltoids. You can lift the elbows a little higher, see what that does for you. Sometimes it gives a little something extra. And exhale, unwind, release. Same thing. Other side, left arm across your body, right hand touches the shoulder, the left shoulder. If this is where you want to stay here. If you took the eagle, right, we're here. Start to interlace, to high five and twist. Shoulders down. Keep the intertwining. Maybe you lift the elbows a little bit. And exhale, release. Side body stretch. Crescent moon or croissant sandwich. So I'm going to stretch the left side. Whatever side you're stretching, that's the foot that goes behind you. Stretching the left side. So left foot is slightly behind the right foot, like you're on one ski. You might have to come away from the door or the wall a little bit. The right hand is just a bit more of your safety and to help push away. Left arm starts to overhead, and then we exhale, placing the hand on the wall. Push the hips away, keeping your hand touching the wall, really trying to press into it. If you have something to hold on to, even better. You can really lengthen away. You should feel a nice stretch through the outside of the hip, maybe up into the shoulder. Play with showing your heart a little bit more to the ceiling. See what that does. You should feel a nice surge stretch. Front hip. Maybe even through your abs, your psoas. Deep hip flexor muscle. Inhale, center. Same thing other side. All right, so stretching the right side. Right foot goes behind the left. Come away from the wall a bit. So you have a little bit of the hand, left arm on the wall. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, start to place it on the wall overhead. You can resituate your feet if you need to. Push into the wall a little bit so that you can help the hips to get out more in that crescent shape. And if you wanted to take a little bit more of a twist upward to chest toward the ceiling, it's real nice to the side of the body, into the hips. Inhale, release. Exhale, relax. All right, puppy dog or downward dog wall pose. We're going to find this to get more shoulder flexion. You can place the hands on the wall at about shoulder height. We'll see what happens. Start to walk the feet back so that the feet are pretty much right under the hips. And so if your hands are just slightly higher than the shoulders, that's perfect. That's what we're going for now. Start to drop your heart, but lengthen your tailbone down to the heels. Keep that locked in as you let your chest sink deeper and deeper. You can get a little bit of a shoulder blade pinching or a retraction in the back. That might help get a little more opening and activity in the stretch. Don't forget about your tailbone. Keep it lengthening down. Elbows long. Push into the door. Inhale, rise up. Release the hands from the door. If you have the blanket or an extra shirt nearby, I forgot to ask you to bring this. I'll put it in the notes. We're going to go hands behind your back so you can interlace the fingers. Palms touch, if possible, with the elbows long. If your hands are like this, hard to touch them, grabbing a towel or a strap. With the palms facing your butt, try to find as close as you can with your hands to be able to have the elbows long here, right? You can spread it out a little bit more if you need to. Interlace the fingers if you did that one. We're going to find a forward fold here. First, lift the hands away from the butt, shoulders down and back, tailbone lengthens, rib cage comes down. We'll exhale to find a forward fold. Maybe you bend the knees. We didn't really do any hamstring stretching today. So that could be one of the other videos. 30-minute one I have on there is more of a leg focus. If you're feeling just the legs. Trying to lift the arms overhead. Lift, lift, lift. Inhale, rise back up. Let's find another forward fold. Coming down in the front with no bind of the hands. Maybe you bend the knees a little bit. Let's grab both elbows. Let the body lengthen. Let the neck get longer. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you pedal out the legs a little bit. At least you can kind of feel into the hamstrings. The ragdoll. Plant the hands on the floor. Step back, child's pose. Arms lengthen forward. Relax here for a bit. Start to make your way onto your back. Arms lengthen overhead, legs out long. Reach, reach. Try to make your body as long as you can. And exhale. Release yourself into your version of Shavasana. Make your way back to a seat. Maybe a quick fetal pose. Push yourself up. Well, I feel a little better. Super calm. I hope you feel a little more freedom in your upper body, a little more calm at whatever point in the day you are taking this video. This would be a great either in the morning or your evening wind down kind of thing. Thank you for joining. Check out the rest of our classes on the schedule. Yoga Fit now has bands, so check that out. Reach out to me if you need any help with that. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for coming. Feel good today to be free. Peace.